than enough. Come and take your seat.
Well, this is probably about 2 years now. We lost several members of our family. They were old and ready to go and all that stuff, but it was not an easy time. And the response from people here was really helpful, and sometimes very unexpected from folks who had been through the same experience or were going through the same experience. And I think what struck me the most was how genuine the responses were, and how frequent they came and were not just here, but phone calls and things like that. So I think it was really a lot to be grateful for. Will not be forgotten.
The time that comes to mind first for me was really a low time in my life, because on Sunday I had received a call that my 24-year-old grandson had died very suddenly. We were in an interim period and I didn't know what to do. And so I did what we were told not to do, and I called the woman who had just finished her interim term, and she said, not a problem. Well, honey, the next morning, Beth Turner was on my doorstep, and she was not even on the payroll yet. She didn't start till Thursday, but she was there for me. And not only was she there, but the whole church family was there. The night before the service, several of the parishioners came together and gave a dinner party for the family. About 17 of us, I think, gathered in the dining room here and had a lovely meal. And then after the service, they provided a reception in the Ed building for so many of the people who came. And it being a young man, there were so many young people there. And I think that sort of surprised a lot of the older folks too. There were so many young people there, and how touched they were by the service was another take from it, I think so. But I really felt supported by my church family.
Well, when our previous pastor left suddenly, I think we were all pretty bummed. It seemed like St. Alban's was destined to have a new pastor every 5 years, whether we wanted it or not. And as I thought about the creation of still another new parish profile, it occurred to me that I wish there was a way to let prospective rectors know about the mighty ministries that exist in our little parish. We have a long-standing ministry to feed the homeless, which even offers home chefs the opportunity to make a dish to be delivered in time, to be taken to the shelter, to go along with the rest of the meal prepared by volunteers at the church. It offers an after-work experience for people to make and transport food and serve it to the men living in the shelter. We have a social justice and advocacy committee that actively pursues ways for St. Albans to support local agencies. We have a faith-based book club. We have a wonderful children's formation minister. We have a beautifully maintained memorial garden and a public labyrinth in the front of the church. We have a committed vestry, which manages so much of the nitty-gritty and day-to-day of the church. And there seems to be no end to the opportunities for service and fellowship. So I was filled with gratitude for our mighty little church and confident in our future ability to worship and serve God in the world.
Laura mentioned the idea of the meal that we do on a monthly basis, and that's become part of my routine. And interestingly, it's become part of my daughter and her husband's routine and their kids. And she's been a member here since she was a little kid, but they haven't been attending like a lot of young families. They're just busy. But they show up on Wednesdays once a month and serve that meal. And there's great joy in that for me, to have my grandkids doing it, and my daughter and her husband. And we meet people there who we don't see regularly from church. And then it's the men in the shelter who are always grateful, and I feel really blessed to be able to do that and to share St. Alban's mission with those people.
It's more than enough.